The mere exposure effect is a powerful psychological phenomenon. It means we tend to develop a preference for things simply because we are repeatedly exposed to them. This holds true even if the initial exposure was neutral or even slightly negative. Think about a song you hear on the radio. At first, you might not have an opinion. However, after hearing it numerous times, you might find yourself humming along. The repetition fosters a sense of familiarity, which often translates to liking. This effect is deeply rooted in our evolutionary history. Our ancestors learned to associate familiarity with safety. Things they encountered frequently were less likely to be threats. This principle, while helpful for survival, can be exploited in harmful ways, particularly by individuals with malicious intentions. The mere exposure effect is not about love at first sight. It is about the slow, subtle buildup of recognition. This familiarity can be especially potent in situations where an individual is already feeling vulnerable or isolated. Narcissists, with their constant need for admiration and control, are particularly adept at using the mere exposure effect to their advantage. They crave attention and validation, and they will go to great lengths to secure it, even if it means manipulating those around them. One way they achieve this is by strategically inserting themselves into a target's life. This could involve frequent calls, texts, or unexpected appearances at places the target frequents. The goal is to create a sense of omnipresence, making the narcissist seem like a constant fixture in the target's world. This constant contact serves another purpose. It chips away at the target's boundaries. The narcissist might initially present themselves as caring and concerned, masking their manipulative intentions. Over time, this behavior can create an unhealthy dynamic where the target feels indebted to the narcissist or obligated to reciprocate their attention. Narcissists are often skilled at mirroring. They observe their target's interests, beliefs, and even their mannerisms, then reflect these back to create a false sense of connection. This can be especially effective in online spaces where it's easier to curate a persona. They may also engineer chance encounters. This could involve learning the target's routines, showing up at their gym, or joining the same social circles. The goal is to make these encounters seem coincidental, further solidifying the idea that the narcissist is a constant presence in the target's life. This calculated manipulation of the mere exposure effect allows the narcissist to slowly infiltrate the target's life, making themselves seem less like a stranger and more like someone familiar and therefore safe. This sets the stage for further control and manipulation. The mere exposure effect can be amplified when employed by a group. This can take the form of coordinated online harassment, where multiple accounts bombard a target with messages or spread misinformation. It can also manifest as a group of individuals working together to manufacture encounters and reinforce the narcissist's presence in the target's life. This tactic, sometimes referred to as group stalking, is particularly insidious because it creates a sense of being surrounded. The target sees the same faces, hears the same messages, and encounters the same individuals in various settings. This constant barrage can be incredibly disorienting and isolating. The group dynamic also allows for a diffusion of responsibility. Each individual can justify their actions by claiming they are simply following the lead of others. This makes it difficult for the target to identify the source of the harassment and even harder to seek help. The constant pressure of the narcissist's manufactured familiarity takes a toll. The target may experience anxiety, sleep disturbances, and difficulty concentrating. They may withdraw from social activities and isolate themselves, fearing further encounters. This emotional exhaustion is precisely what the narcissist seeks. As the target's defenses weaken, they become more susceptible to the narcissist's manipulations. The narcissist might offer support or help during this time, further solidifying their position of influence. The mere exposure effect in this context becomes a tool of control. The narcissist uses repetition and familiarity to wear down the target's resistance, making them more vulnerable to further exploitation. The digital age has, unfortunately, provided new avenues for this type of manipulation. Social media platforms, with their emphasis on connection and community, can be easily exploited to create the illusion of familiarity. This is where the bystander effect comes into play. Individuals who witness this type of harassment online might dismiss it as harmless or assume someone else will intervene. This inaction, however, contributes to the problem. It is crucial to remember that online harassment has real-world consequences. Speaking up, reporting abusive behavior, and offering support to the target can make a significant difference. Silence only empowers the abuser. Recognizing the signs of manipulation is crucial. If you feel overwhelmed by someone's constant presence, If your boundaries are being disregarded, or if you feel pressured to reciprocate unwanted attention, trust your instincts. Seeking support from trusted friends, family members, or a therapist is essential. Talking about your experiences can help you process what's happening and develop strategies for protecting yourself. Remember, you are not alone. There are resources available to help you navigate these challenging situations. Gaslighting, a form of psychological manipulation where the abuser tries to make the victim doubt their own sanity, is a common tactic used by narcissists. They might deny events, contradict the victim's memories, or minimize their feelings. This is why documentation is crucial. Keep a record of unusual encounters, save screenshots of messages, and document any patterns of behavior that concern you. This evidence can be invaluable if you need to seek help from law enforcement or mental health professionals. Documenting these experiences not only provides evidence but also helps to validate your own perceptions. In the face of gaslighting, it can be empowering to have a tangible record of what you've experienced. Breaking free from the cycle of manipulation can be a long and challenging process, but it is possible. Remember, you deserve to feel safe and respected. You are not obligated to tolerate behavior that makes you uncomfortable or violates your boundaries. Seeking professional help is essential. A therapist can provide you with the tools and support you need to heal from the emotional trauma of narcissistic abuse and develop strategies for setting healthy boundaries. Remember, your experiences are valid. You are not to blame for the narcissist's behavior. With the right support and resources, you can break free from this toxic cycle and begin to rebuild your life.